All right, welcome to Dale Kramer's Custom Cars and Anything. Well, today we got the wiring harness. So let's see, I gotta grab a knife here. Let's open her up and see what we got here. Oh, what I should do is sweep this table off first. Let's do that. Sweep that off quick. You don't want all this stuff all over your new harness. You want the wires clean. Look at that. That's crazy. Where did that all come from, you know? What the heck? All kinds of dirt. All right, are you ready now? Now I think we're ready for something. Okay, I got one of those Evil Bay ones. I always buy them off of Evil Bay. They haven't let me down yet anyway. Well, oh, now they will. Oh, this is for my duster. Huh. Even came with instructions. Oh, these are detailed. Jeez. Okay, so we got instructions. Then we got ourselves a fuse breaker. Gee, like for like power windows or something, maybe. Headlight pigtails. Okay. And then the harness. Now, are these all labeled good? Sometimes they label them, you can't read them. Wow, these you can read. These are nice and clear. Wow. So then here, oh, I said extra long wires. So let's see. Let's see how we ravel up here. Looks like it's just this one, huh? Can I unravel it or do I have to cut it? Let's see what's here. Is that the first wrap? Can't tell. Oh well. Let's just be gentle. I'll be gentle here. There we go. Well, there we go. Okay, so what goes where? What goes where? Let's see. Okay. Ignition switch, headlight switch. Well, that must be dimmer switch, maybe right here. Yeah, dimmer switch. What's the brown one for? What does that say? Hazard. Okay, so this is all switch wire, huh? Ignition, headlight, dimmer. Well, they're marked. So anyway, that goes to the column. Rear turn, trunk light. And then this is all goes to the back. Now this is what I was concerned about. How long are these? They said they're extra long wires. But will they go all the way to the trunk? Probably not. They'll get about halfway there, won't they? Wow, is this thing a mess? What I'd like to do is I'd like to lay this all out. And I must have pulled the wrong wire because now left rear turn. What is this? Of course I can't read it. Left rear turn. Trunk light, electric fuel pump. Dome light. Right rear turn. Wow, that sucker's long. Okay. Get out of there. Get out of there. Right backup lamp. Right backup. Why'd you have a right backup? Why don't you just run it in the same one? Oh, I see. They're joined right there. The pink one I can't read. Okay. Well, they're long. Well, they get at least 3/4 of the way there, at least. But what is that pink one? No, I can't read it. Every one is smudged. God. Yeah, they mark them all right. Just wish I could read that. Oh. So then you gotta reserve yourself two. Even have a third breakup light in here. But I cannot read left tail park. What the hell this pink one's for? Oh well. No, can't read it. Okay, well that sucks. Must be a wire diagram in there somewhere. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this all out of the way. So there's the fuse box. Here's the wires that go. Let's see, I need a fuel pump wire. Right return. Pink one I cannot read. Oh, and well, it all goes to the back, so could be fuel pump wire. Left return. Right return. Not the yellow one's for the fuel pump. Third brake light. Park light. Dome light. Backup light. Park light. That must be the fuel sender, huh? Can't read the frickin' thing, so we'll pretend that's what it is. But I will look it up and I will make definite for sure that's what it is. I just won't make an assumption and say that's it, you know. Yeah, so that's gotta be fuel sending unit. Okay. There's that. This is all ignition wiring. Dimmer switch wiring. Fan power. Okay. So under dash wiring, I'll just put that right here. Where's the front headlights? Okay, this is engine harness. There. This goes out to the engine. I'm looking for my front harness. That's the one I'm looking for right now. I'm looking for, where's there? Label. Left turn. Blow beam. There. Right there, I think. I think this is my. Okay. Left low beam. Left. What? Left high beam. So low beam and high beam. To the left. Well, that goes straight back. Low and high beam. Come on, where's the marks? Ignition start switch. Coil positive. And this is engine for alternator power, horn. Yeah, this all goes out here. Alternator excited wire. Yep. Okay, that'll go to the relay or the regulator. Okay, this is the front LED lights right here. Well, there's quite a bit there. You know, that might all work now, guys. That might all work. Yeah. Sweet. So there it is. What's this big long wire for? Where does this one go? Right front park lights. Okay. So anyway, I decided to do a quick little video. 21 circuit, you know. So this is the same one I think we put in my brother's 34 Plymouth that we've been working on. So and then when I put these in, normally what I do here, I think this is the horn relay in it. The hell does that say? What the hell switch would that be? Thought this was a horn relay. Read it. Wow, jeepers creepers. I think this is the horn relay. I think that's what this was about. Yeah, horn. Yeah, it's definitely horn relay. Plus, I'm sure in the directions, if I got any questions, I'm sure I can read that all and figure that out again. This ain't my first rodeo. I've wired I don't know how many cars up in my life. But now here's the difference, though. The difference is I'm taking a street rod harness and I'm going to put it in the duster. That's the difference. So what I want to do is I'm going to take like some of this stuff, like I put the pigtails on, like for the Mopar headlight switch instead of the GM one here. You know, like the ignition switch, I got a universal one that mounts on a dash. This is for one that mounts on the column or the dash. And then, so I'm going to be converting this stuff over to Mopar, which is pretty much the same as Chevy. And then I gotta mount, this is a horn relay, mount that somewhere. So I just gotta figure out the spots where I'm gonna mount all this, you know. And then anytime when you mount this on something, I use I save my rubber tire tubes. Because, like, for instance, it mounts only in two spots, one here and one here. So it sits up against a wall of some sort. But what I do is I also mount a piece of rubber behind here. Because these wires here are going to probably not going to go straight out like this. They're probably going to go to the side like this. Now, through time, what will happen is that this thing will vibrate through time and it'll start eating through your wires here if it's up against the firewall. So what I do, once you pinch these in here like this good and tight, and then you have that piece of rubber here, and this is mounted to something, then it'll vibrate, but it won't vibrate through the wires and cause a massive interior fire. So I always put something protective behind this, you know. Never let these just rub on if this is the firewall, let's say, don't let them rub on the firewall like this. They'll rub through. When you pinch them in there, like so, make sure you got either plastic. Believe it or not, I've actually used a radiator jug plastic. I cut a piece of plastic out of a radiator jug one time, and I put it behind here. Because it tightens up the wires in here, then it also stops at least in our lifetimes, it doesn't allow the wires to vibrate up against all that. So, but what I wanted to look here was I was trying to look at the length of the wires adjacent to the car length, because like that box that'll be mounted underneath the dash, and then if it's mounted underneath the dash under here somewhere, I want to make sure I got enough wires that went all the way to the back to the tail lights and fuel pump and fuel sending unit. And then I also want to make sure there's enough wires that went forward to the front headlights. The dash ones, well, you deal with that underneath the dash. You know, that's why I wanted to string that out. And what it looks like to me, looks like there'll be just enough. You know, So, and then also too with these kits, I've noticed too. Let me show you something else here. Wonder if I can zoom in here. Yeah, there we go. So if you look there, you see a little connector. See, this is what you gotta watch out for right here. You see this? Look at this. I've noticed that. So you gotta make sure they're popped in. See, now it's popped in. See, that one wasn't popped in. So anytime you buy these cheap kits work fine, but you gotta do your own quality control on them. You have to make sure that they're okay. You know? Or they're okay kits, you know. They're not like painless or something like that, but because they do some really good quality checking there, but oh, I just noticed that, you know. Everything else looks fine. Just that one was out of there, hey. It's in there now. It's in there now. So looks like the one next to it is out too. Hope they're in the right slots. Yeah, that one's out too. See, I pushed that fuse out. See, now it's in there. Yeah. You get what, and this is what you get on eBay. It's if you think about it on eBay, it's all copycat stuff. If you think about it, yeah. So you gotta double check all that when you're putting these in. Make sure they're all in. Yeah, that one's not in. Wow. The pink one there. Look at that. Should I just pull that out of there? Yeah. Oh man, my back. Oh, where's the pliers? Just the junky ones there on top, huh? So what you gotta do sometimes, I don't know if you can see this. It's still in the frame. Let's see, it was that pink one, wasn't it? So we'll pull that fuse out. You can see it in there. Wow. Where is my needles? I got all the crappy ones. God, there's a lot of them that just look loose. What the hell? They're all loose. Good. I'm off to a good start then. They're all loose. Wow. Yep, they're all loose. Okay, that's going to take an hour. I got to do their job. Off to a good start here. Perfect. Anyway. So I'm going to sit here and poke wires together in the fuse box. I want to make sure I got good connections in there. I don't want my duster to burn down to the ground. So, wow. See, the mice were in that car. It was sitting in the woods, and they were eating on all the wires, and I want to make sure that I rewired it. So I go from that to that, I guess. So, anyway, please like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. But I'm going to sit here quick. I'm going to make sure all those wires are poked in nice and tight before I go any further. But we will talk to you later. Please like and subscribe. I don't know what the next video will be. We're going to get this thing running this week yet. And if I don't have the harness in there, I'll just makeshift it. So, anyway, take care. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for subscribing. The ones that don't, I wish you would. Help support the channel. I don't want to beg you, but I'm asking. But anyway, you guys take care, okay? Bye-bye.